off me! I have rights!
What is it that beginning drone pilots fear most? It's not crashing their drone. It's not causing an accident. It's the other people that are living rent-free in their head. It's the fear of confrontation. It's the fear of what others might think. It's the fear of someone calling the police. In this video, I'm going to teach you a few tricks that will make sure that you don't have to worry about what other people think or do. I will break down the different encounters you can have and how a little bit of preparation can make sure that even the most extreme cases you can handle with ease. Let's make sure you have the confidence to fly and you don't get bullied away from having the best time of your life. As I fly mostly FPV, I usually bring my spotter along. She doesn't want any confrontations, so whenever I want to fly in a more public space and there are people around, she wants to leave. When I'm flying and someone approaches, she warns me with that tone of voice that says, "You're in trouble now, this is what you get from flying your drone here." If you feel nervous like that, it's okay. It's perfectly normal. Most people don't want to go out and confront people, start an argument, pick a fight or get the police to come over. But if you let that fear control you, you're gonna miss out on some great flying opportunities. What really happens most of the time? Well, this might hurt your feelings a little bit, but it's a good thing. People don't care about you. Realizing that already gives you a little bit more confidence. Some people hear the sound, they look around and say something like, "Oh, it's a drone," and then continue with whatever they were doing. If they are a parent and they're walking around with the child, they might say, "Oh, look, a drone," and they don't even stop moving and they just continue with their daily business. That's the most common public reaction, and that's when you even get a reaction. Most people are too busy with whatever they're doing. They're glued to the screens of their phone, they don't even notice you. It's a wonder that they don't walk into you if you're standing somewhere. The next most common reaction is curiosity. People who are interested in the drone hobby. They want to know what you're flying, how far it goes, or how much it's cost. These are friendly conversations. And I'll talk in a bit about how to handle these conversations and make sure that you're still flying safely. In most cases, people either don't care or they just want to have a friendly chat. How you present yourself sets the tone. Before anyone says anything, they've already sized you up. How you dress and how you behave matters, more than most people think. Look at these pictures. What kind of interaction would each of these pilots get? When you look relaxed or professional, most people will assume that you know what you're doing and you're flying legally. When you look like one of the bad guys, people will assume you are one of the bad guys. Later on, I will talk about handouts and documentation. You'll see how your presentation ties everything together. The curious guy. This is the person that just wants to have a friendly chat. Maybe the drone thing is even just an icebreaker to have a chat with another fellow human being. Whether you are a social creature or not, safety first. When flying your drone, your focus is on flying the drone. Tell them you will have time to talk to them later, but only after you've landed your drone. I'll get back to how to have the right handout ready just for this occasion. I've had one person come up to me, hang around for a chat, talk about his RC cars, and telling me he shot a drone out of the sky the other day because he didn't like that guy. But not me, I was the good guy. Here's some footage of a guy that passes me on a bicycle. He starts to wonder about what he's actually seeing and then returns to me to have a chat about what's going on. Confidence comes from knowledge. You should know the drone laws, the FAA rules, the CAA rules, ESA, whatever your local authorities use. You must know whether you are allowed to fly where you are flying. When someone says you can't fly here, you don't argue. You calmly say this is permitted airspace and I verified it before flying. That sentence only works when you actually know the rules. And of course you are following the rules. You know you are right. Whatever happens during the conversation, you know you won't be in any legal trouble. That puts your mind at ease. And people will pick up on that. Even if they have a nephew that told them something else, you are there, you know the rules, you can explain it to them, or even point to a website from the government that tells them exactly what the rules are and that you can fly there. Now we get into the more exciting part of interactions. The Karens. My kids, they call everybody that speaks up a Karen. It's one of these descriptions that really caught on, and there are some great videos out there of Karens having discussions with drone pilots or with anyone else. Now let's get practical. What to do with these kinds of people. The previous part about knowing the rules, that will really help you. They might not want to listen or take your word, but it will make it easier for you to stay calm. Remember, just as with the curious guy, while flying your drone, Your focus should be on flying your drone. Tell them you will have time to talk to them later, but only after you've landed your drone. If you think this might escalate before you are done, abort your flight and land your drone as soon as possible. Once again, I promise I will show you the handout that will be very useful in these kinds of encounters later on in the video. After landing, when having a discussion, remember, stay calm, explain the rules to them, and tell them where they can verify those rules on the official sites for themselves. If they don't want to listen to you, and they don't want to look up the rules for themselves, there isn't much you can do to change their mind. You need to decide there and then. Are you going to pack up your gear and leave? Or, after giving them all the information, you are going to resume flying? That's a judgment call you need to make based on the specific situation. If they threaten to call the police, let them. Give them the number if they don't have it. If you are engaged with a legal drone operation, there is nothing to fear. Law enforcement interactions go smoother when you are calm, documented and professional. But I'll get back to encounters with the police later on. Then there are the people who are afraid that you are a bad actor. This isn't a Karen. This is a concerned citizen. Probably has seen a lot of scary news articles about what awful things people might do with drones. They worry about drone privacy, safety, or that you're doing something sketchy. These situations should be handled with calm acknowledgement, not dismissal. I understand the concern. I'm operating legally and safely. I've had an encounter like this, and the problem is that it can be hard to convince someone like that. I could explain what I was doing and why. I could talk about who I am. I could show all kinds of papers, but all papers can be faked, of course, and neither they or even myself can really see is this a legal document or not. Being open and honest is probably the best approach. Quickly running away, jumping in your car and leaving is probably the best way to make them call the police. This is where documentation and the handout, which we are going to cover, will help turn fear into relief. But just as with the Karen, if they want to call the police, let them. If that's what it takes to get them to calm down and put their mind at ease, sure. What if the police shows up? Just take my word for it. Messing around with law enforcement can be a lot of fun. Car chases, playing hide and seek in the bushes, getting dragged out of a car, getting arrested, right up until the point you're going to face the consequences of your action, and then it's no fun anymore. But in this case, it's not going to be fun, it's going to be boring. And that is what it should be. The police gets a call to come over because someone is flying a drone. So while driving over, they talk to each other and they probably realize that they don't know much about the drone laws. They arrive at the scene and they will talk to you and whoever made the call. Often, one cop will talk to you, the other cop will talk to the other person. Now you are dressed for the occasion, you look like a professional, you are calm, you can explain the rules to them. If they have any questions, you can point them to the government websites that also have the rules. Don't be argumentative, just talk to them. So you make a great impression. They might verify what you said, maybe talk to someone at the police department who is up to speed with drone laws. Now how the other person behaves is out of your control. They might be a rambling Karen, but they could also be a security employee, for example, that has come across calm and making a good impression as well, just not up to speed with the actual drone laws. The best and most likely outcome, the cops will de-escalate the situation, say that everything is in order, maybe turn into curious guy and be on their way. Worst case, a very unlikely outcome, but it does happen, they decide that you are in the wrong. Your drone gets confiscated, they write down your details, and no, I'm not a lawyer, but take my word for it, there is no point in fighting the police once they've made up their mind. Comply with their request. Try to make sure that the drone is properly shut down, batteries are removed, etc. Tell them what needs to be done and why. Still remain calm. You will have your day in court to fight this injustice, but not right there and then. Of course, I'm still assuming that you did your homework and you are in the right. If you are in fact breaking the law, well, then you're probably going to get a fine, maybe lose your drone or get into other legal trouble, depending on how much in the wrong you are. Whatever happens, be the professional. Stay calm, give them all the information they need, and in the rare case event that it doesn't go as you hoped, don't fight the police. Let a lawyer do that for you in court where you can actually win. Let's talk about the handout, because it's one of the smartest tools that you can carry. Your handout should clearly state a few things. The pilot is certified and registered, if applicable. The operator is currently flying an unmanned aircraft. Do not distract the pilot while the drone is in the air. Do not interfere with drone operations to avoid accidents or injury. A link or a QR code to official drone regulations on an official government website. This reframes everything as drone safety, not personal preference. You're not brushing people off you're preventing accidents. I've illustrated my own handout with logos from ESA and the local government. It makes it look so official, which seems to impress some people. More on documentation. Always carry your drone pilot certificate, your registration and any required documentation. Even if no one ever asks, when you know you're fully compliant with drone regulations, your body language changes. The way you speak, the way you behave, it all emanates confidence. And people will pick up on that. Here's something many pilots overlook: wearing a body cam, something like a GoPro. You don't have to announce it, you don't have to point it at anyone, just having it visible or knowing you can switch it on changes behavior. People are far less likely to escalate when they know there is an objective record. A body camera for drone pilots protects you. It discourages bad behavior. It gives you peace of mind, and if things escalate, you have a record for the police, and if it is not that dramatic, well, maybe it results in a YouTube video that could go viral. You're not filming people, you're documenting your operation. Let's consider the most extreme and rare case: physical aggression. This is extremely rare, maybe not even worth mentioning it, but just in case you find yourself in the most extreme situation, if someone becomes physical or interferes with your equipment, create distance. Stop the operation if safety requires it. Prioritize your own safety over that of the drone. No footage, no flight, no argument is worth getting hurt. A physical confrontation over a drone is not a win for anyone. If the situations permit it, land your drone. Even if it is not where you are standing, but just get it on the ground. If things escalate that fast that you don't have time for that, let the drone hover wherever it is, and hopefully the return to home function will bring it back to you. Safety comes first here. If possible, get your belongings and get out of there. If you cannot get your belongings, then just leave them where they are. Try to create distance between you and the situation. Whether you want to call the police, file reports, etc., that's up to you. But prioritize your safety and that of others. This is exactly why documentation, body cams and calm behavior matter. They hopefully prevent situations from ever reaching this point. So here is the reality of flying a drone in public. Most people don't care. Some are curious, a few are cautious but not hostile, and in almost all situations they improve when you look professional, you know the rules, and let structure not emotion lead. Prepare once, fly calm every time. If this helped, like the video and subscribe. Feel free to share your own drone encounters in the comments. Fly smart, fly confident, and enjoy the skies.